And howdy. And if you've been playing live on standard lately, then you gotta know that Regidrago Vstar is one of the hottest decks in standard format right now. And the main reason why that is because of its attack, Apex Dragon. It lets you use a dragon type Pokemon attack from your discard pile just for its regular attack cost. And I mean any attack. It doesn't even have to match the same energy. Typically, we're going to try to spam Dragapult EX's attack here. Now, Dragapult EX itself is a good deck, but its attack can be a little awkward to get out, and itself is a little awkward to get out. It isn't like Charizard, where it searches out the energy and puts it on there for you. Dragapult, you have to attach and then somehow get the Psychic on there, and it can be a little awkward. So, to compensate, we're using Teal Mask and Regidrago combined together in order to spam that attack as much as possible. But since we already have its really beneficial, subtext of just using any dragon type Pokemon, well, we're free to use pretty much any dragon type Pokemon we want. We can even use our Regidrago V's attack if it's in the discard pile. It's not great, but sometimes it's just all you got. One of our biggest hitters in the deck is going to be Giratina Vstar with its Lost Impact attack doing 280 damage, which is really useful on opposing other Regidrago Vstars, which you're probably going to see a lot here recently. The other one you could probably substitute Giratina Vstar out for would be maybe Koraidon if you like the 60 damage to yourself over the Lost Zoning Energy. It's a fair argument, I could see. You could use Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt is typically another Pokemon that's paired really well with Ogerpon, but I think Regidrago's just ability to just copy any attack is just far stronger than Raging Bolt could ever be, and it has a lot more HP. Well, Raging Bolt can actually have more HP if you put the Ancient Booster on it, so But you pretty much only gotta discard like four or five energy, and you blow up literally everything in the game. And getting energy on the board with this deck is not a problem because of Teal Mask Ogerpon. So what it does is whenever you have a grass energy in hand, you can go ahead and automatically attach it and draw another card. That does not count as attaching for turn. That is just its natural ability to accelerate energy from hand to itself once. And you can do this per each copy of Ogerpon you have on the bench. So that's kind of how we're getting our grass energy into play. And then we're going to go ahead and play some energy switches to go ahead and push those energies towards our Regidrago in order for it to attack as quickly as possible. That means we're playing a good amount of Earthen Vessel and super energy retrieval over regular energy retrieval because we want to discard cards. We want to get our other dragon type Pokemon in the discard pile. This deck's pretty flexible. Really, the bread and butter Pokemon you really need are Dragapult, Giratina, or Raging Bolt, depending on preference. And then the other one is Hisuian Goodra. This card seems like a little underwhelming at first. It only does 200 damage. It's not really taking any big knockouts on anything. And its attack bonus is just take 80 less damage from attacks. Well, that doesn't seem very good, but it is actually really good. It can make Charizard have to pick and choose on what they're going to do, because if they're not attacking your powered up Regidrago, the Regidrago is going to come back and then swing in for even more spread damage and potentially just ruin your entire board state. So it kind of puts decks in a really tricky situation on struggling to KO the active, because that's the one they want to knock out anyways, because Regidrago's just spamming all the dragon attacks they could ever want. It can be really bothersome for most decks to do. So Goodra is a really good card just to try to block some KOs. Maybe they that they're low on boss, or that they playing boss wouldn't be ideal for them that turn. It's not a card that you use a whole heck of a lot, but when it's useful, it's really useful. I have a Dragonite in the deck. I was playing with it at first and I liked it because I was kind of having trouble getting some of the energy out in the right places, but then I realized it's a little excessive. Ideally, I'd really like to just cut it for just another Dragapult. But in the gameplay I'm going to show you, I was using Dragonite for the majority of the time, and I think most of the time I just rather prefer it just be Dragapult. Just going to be real. One other card we have in here is Giratina V. Giratina V has a really good attack with this Shred. It was kind of one of the main reasons why I put it in my Arceus deck, is I just really like this Shred attack. Sometimes Mimikyu is just played a lot that day. You just keep running into Mimikyu and it's just like, ugh, I just need some way to get around it. Shred just goes through abilities, resistances, just everything. It's just I do 160 damage to you, which is really, really good. Other dragon type Pokemon to like look out for, I mean the only really other one I know of is this Haxorus. It does 230 and discard the top 3 cards of your deck. It's not a basic, you have to evolve into it, can't start with it. It does 230. You know, you need to be discarding cards, but I don't like how uncontrollable that is. I think I'd rather play the Miraidon. Wherever that's at. Is the Miraidon even Dragon type? Oh, I had the letters up there. But yeah, there's a Miraidon that just does like 10 less damage. You know, and its only downside is that you just can't attack with the active Pokemon again. So like, I don't know. The Haxorus might be better than what I assume. I haven't tried it out yet. It's just like, I don't really like wildly discarding cards just for no reason, personally. There really isn't a whole lot else to go over. Most of this stuff is like pretty much what you expect, you know. Fresh's Research, Iono. You know, we got a Turo. We're playing Prime Catcher. Oh yeah, one really cool thing you could do with Prime Catcher and Regidrago is, I didn't even tell you about its V-Star power. It says once during your turn, you may discard the top 7 cards of your deck and then put 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand. Now, when I first read this, I was like, oh, okay. So it's like going to be like the 7 cards I discarded, and then I get to pick from those 7 cards and put them in my hand. You know, kind of like that one Ancient supporter. No, actually, it means any card in your discard pile. So you can hold Legacy Star and use Prime Catcher twice a game, which is kind of nuts. The other ace spec you could do is Scoop Up. If I even have one. Is it just called Cyclone? Let me sort by all. Yeah, okay, there it is. Scoop Up Cyclone. This one is a returning ace spec. And it's pretty good for Regidrago because sometimes you just kind of get stuck. Like if they just boss you on something like you didn't really want them to boss, like a Regidrago, you haven't like powered up yet, and you're like, ugh, I have all my energy in play because Teal Mask Ogerpon accelerates so much energy. Well, I play Turo, and I play Palpad. Regidrago V-Star's ability could technically get those out for me, so I can play Turo like multiple times a game. And like once you're set up with Regidrago, you're pretty much set up. Like, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like Scoop Up. I mean, it is an item, but I feel like Turo, Palpad, Regidrago V-Star's ability is more than enough to get you through, get you through some trapping like that. So I think that pretty much covers it. I do have a Luminous Energy in here. Now you might be wondering, why not just play 3 Fire? Well, I don't know. It just kind of feels better. I can't explain it. It just, sometimes you just get 2 Fire and that's not what you need to attack. But if you just drew in to Luminous Energy, it just kind of fixes some things because you need more grass, but you don't want too much grass or you don't want too little fire. So the one Luminous Energy could be cut, but I like it in there. I haven't really seen many people play it, but I prefer it. I mean, I guess it technically enables you to attack with Hawlucha if you really wanted to do 70 damage with Hawlucha. I mean, I guess you wouldn't really need. Wait, unless Mimikyu is Mimikyu like resistant to fighting? No. Oh, okay. Well, actually, you might not need Shred anymore. You could just use Hawlucha with a Luminous Energy. See, everyone is just dumb. They were putting in Shred Tina when we had Hawlucha the whole time. They just didn't think about it. Well, I guess you could do that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into some gameplay with the deck, and let's hop right in. Alrighty, here we are with the first match of the day, and this is going to be against a Ancient Box kind of deck. Now, this deck could be a little awkward for Regidrago because like our spread attack doesn't quite really 2-hit KO most things, and sometimes it can be kind of a 3-hit KO with the Dragapult spread attack. So we kind of have to just keep knocking out Pokemon after Pokemon, trying to tank with the Rolling Iron as much as we can. The Ancient Box plays Flutter Mane, which can shut down our abilities in our active, which can shut down our Mew, can shut down our Teal Mask, which is especially bad because we started with Teal Mask and Giratina over here. Now, we can actually use Giratina Vstar because we do play Luminous Energy. It's just like, no, I wouldn't really use that. I mean, if it was the most absolute dire situation, I guess we could just spam with Shred. But as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe could just Ultra Ball to get a Regidrago. We could just Nest Ball for it too. Let's go ahead. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, I want to Squawk, but like, what do I discard from this hand right now? We can grab Jamming Tower later from Regidrago Vstar's ability, which I assume could be helpful, but not really, because like we don't really struggle to KO their active Pokemon, and we already struggle to spread damage on their board to get some knockouts. Like I guess Flutter Mane would technically be a 2-hit, you know, with the spread. Yeah, we got another Jamming Tower. I guess we could play it. I mean, there's no harm in it. It's not really going to do a whole lot. I don't think Ancient Box is playing the Neutralization Zone, so we don't really have to worry about having a Stadium Bump for that situation. We got a pretty good hand off that Squawk. We got another Regidrago. We got a Nest Ball. Probably for another Teal Mask, because our current Teal Mask is being blocked. We could grab a Mew, but our hand was a little chunky. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get that energy down. Alright, we got another Regidrago V. Awesome. So, we're going to have to figure out a way on how to get our Teal Mask out of the active. We could just go ahead and manually attach, because we already manually attached that Fire Energy to Regidrago. And then we can just kind of energy switch stuff around. Oftentimes, the Ancient Box deck struggles to play anything other than Explorer's Guidance and Sada. So their opportunities to boss are kind of low unless they're playing like specifically like Prime Catcher, which I could see. I think Prime Catcher could be good in Ancient Box. Ancient Box, you could play a lot of different ace specs in there. They're all pretty good. I mean, maybe not Cape. Cape doesn't seem like to be very good because you already play the booster capsules that boost your HP. But there we go. They can't boost your HP because Jamming Tower. But usually they play Pokestop, so they'll have a Stadium removal probably within this turn. We generally will be wanting to attack with the Regidrago because it just has more HP and it just takes longer for them to knock out. I wish we had that like Dragon Potion that's coming out here soon. It was revealed here recently, but it's like a Dragon Potion that heals like 60 or something from your active like Dragon type Pokemon. It's basically the GX Potion from the Tag Team era, but just specifically for Dragon. I don't know why they're giving so much love to Regidrago V, and this is like its last year. We've had this V-Star forever, and it's only just now being like remotely good, and it's really just because of like Dragapult. Oh, and Kyruem. I forgot to cover Kyruem. I did not put that in this list because I don't know. It just didn't really come up a whole lot. Now, I guess Kyruem could be good in this matchup. Pardon me, I was just changing music there. So we're going to go ahead and evolve our other Regidrago on our bench. We did energy switch to the Ogerpon so we can retreat. But now we got to figure out how we're going to get this all set up. We can use an energy retrieval again, and we just discarded another energy retrieval, so we can't just technically just go grab both and be set right now to attack. But we also got to make sure we got good stuff to discard with as well. Did we goof? We only have Shred Tina in our discard pile. But that's not super bad because that does get the KO on the Roaring Moon right now. Let's go ahead and play Energy Switch. Boop it on our Regidrago. Gust up that Roaring Moon. We don't want them setting up. Earthen Vessel for that one last grass. Well, I guess we could get two and try to use our Ogerpon's abilities now. Yeah, let's get those two grass. Don't play all of them. Gotta make sure we got enough to attack first. Let's go ahead and use our ability. Ready to attack. The only one we had in our discard pile was the Shred Tina, but that's good enough for me because it gets the KO. And it's pretty early on in the game that I don't think they're going to be doing much damage to us anyways. We could Dragon Laser, but that wouldn't get the knockout. Well, I guess we could like Dragon Laser and then like Phantom Dive and then kill the Flare. I don't know, that just seems bad. I guess we could have like Prime Catchered the Radiant Greninja and then Dragon Lasered onto the Fluttermane and then like Phantom Dived a Roaring Moon and then like board wiped them. So I guess that could have been the better play. This deck's kind of complicated. There's a lot of stuff you can do a turn and there's a lot of different like routings you can do in order to win victory. So this deck's kind of hard to play, I would say. I like it. I definitely do like it. And I like that there's a lot of room for growth with this deck. There's a lot of like customizability with the deck. There's a lot of variants you can do. I really like it. So they're going to go ahead and power up their Roaring Moon EX and go ahead and try to obliterate my active. But what they don't know is I have another Fire Energy and a Regidrago on my bench. But we're gonna have to figure out a way. If we could take three prizes this turn, it would be awesome. But I don't think we're gonna be able to, because there's just not the cards in our hand we need right now. We could poke with a Teal Mask, but I think it might just be better to be safe, just in case like that's all we can get off from our Professor's Research, because we can still take the knockout. It's just ideally I don't want to attack with our Teal Mask in this situation, because then there are other Roaring Moon could come in and probably take a knockout on us. The deck is getting a little thin. Honestly, I kind of get mixed up with the Turo Scenario and then like the Sada's Vitality or whatever that is, and then the Professor's Research. 3 cards with similar character arts, and they all do completely different things. My brain gets a little confuzzled sometimes. That's why sometimes let's play like the regular Professor's Research art, because it's like, oh, I know what that one does, because if you showed me the full art professor's research of Sada and then the Sada's vitality, they look very, very similar at a glance. Yeah, I think we just need just grass. So we are committed to attacking with the Ogre Pond. It's just kind of what happened. We just didn't really get much of anything in order to try to wiggle our way into a Regidrago Vstar attack, but this is fine. We still have the fire energy in hand. Well, we got the energy switch now, but we would have needed two. Let's go ahead and bonk them for 2 easy prizes. We're gonna be down to 3 prizes right now. So we are 1 ahead, but they could potentially gain a lead right now if they start doing enough damage and they have the gust in the right areas. Right now would be a good time for them to use counter catcher. If they had it. If they had like a Sada with counter catcher and they did enough damage, I mean, realistically, they could pick off anything they want. Well, they got the boss, but they don't need it right now. They have no energy on board. They got the Explorer. That's not a Sada. I think they're digging really, really hard for a Sada right now, and they might just not get it. Discarding a Flutter Mane, trying to get some energy in hand. Let's see if their concealed cards get them their Sada they need. Ultra Ball, what did they do? Play a Luminion in their list as well? I mean, that could be something. Another Roaring Moon. Explorer's Guidance. So they might be playing Dark Patch. I don't recall if they did play Dark Patch or not, but the Dark Patch could get them out of the situation. A lot of booster capsules. There's their Pokestop. Another Urson Vessel. They might just have to pass. Nope, here comes the counter catcher. Do they have... Did they have a switch and a Dark Patch? No, they just passed. Alright. That's a scoop. We got this. We are just 1 energy shy, but we can definitely do it. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Hisuian Heavy Ball in order to check our prizes real quick. We did prize the Lost Tina, but it's not gonna be really useful in this matchup. So we need a way to get our other energy switch. We could use the Pokestop in order to try to fish it out, but we might need to lower our deck size a little bit in order to make it effective. But we can't mill ourselves too low, otherwise we'll lose. As you can see, we only have 7 cards right now, so it's getting a little tricky. Just need to dig a little bit more. Got a bosses. Don't need that right now. I mean, it would help. I mean, we could go ahead and knock out the Roaring Moon with the energy, but really need that energy switch. That ain't an energy switch. Like that. Go ahead and use Mew's ability right here. There we go. Got the energy switch. Now we got 2 turns to play with. Probably just move one of the energies from something. Yeah, there we go. Because we already got a Teal Mask and attack. Might be a good idea just to keep him, because he's our only other available attacker on board right now. And I don't think we're setting up another Regidrago Vstar with 2 cards in our deck. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Like that.
I think we just want a Rolling Iron. We could Dragon Laser, but it's not really like helping us set up a whole lot. I mean, I guess it could help out. Oh, we're just going to go ahead and use Phantom Dive. Might have been better just to use just Rolling Iron there in that situation. Or that Dragon Laser play I mentioned. I would have liked to have like done like Dragon Laser onto something. Dragon Laser onto like Radiant Greninja and then take like a 2-hit KO with Phantom Dive. Like Phantom Dive after Phantom Dive and then take 3 prizes like that. I guess we could. I guess that would have been I guess that probably would have been a better play. But assuming they can't get over this Regidrago, which they really shouldn't be able to, we have 2 turns to take 2 knockouts. So we should be cruising. We could have gone really, really hyper protective and used Rolling Iron this turn, which I honestly think, I don't know. It's really hard to make like the absolute best call. Like what attacks you want to do with Regidrago. I guess it really is like a skill issue and like matchup knowledge. I usually just play what I feel in my heart at the moment. Sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's good. Alright, they're going to go ahead and play Prime Catcher onto our Mew. I guess they weren't doing quite enough damage. Yeah, they were only doing 230. So they're just a little shy of knocking out a Regidrago. But it doesn't really matter now. We're going to come in and just hit them with another attack. We could just go ahead and Rolling Iron them real quick. We don't really want to be playing anything from our hand. Definitely do not click the Pokestop. Alright, let's just go ahead and Rolling Iron. Just really prevent them from taking a prize. They'll have to Gust, but they have no energy and play outside of this Roaring Moon. So it'll be like impossible for them to win. Alright, got the Tina Vstar. We don't really need that. Most of our attacks already do 200, and most amount of HP they can have on their board is 200. Well, except for the Roaring Moon EX, but that usually knocks itself out anyways. I don't think they have enough ancient cards in their deck to even one-shot me. Like, I think that's like impossible after using Rolling Iron. They are unable to knock me out. But it was a pretty close game. We were trading pretty fairly back and forth. The Ancient Box deck just has a little bit of too many like high HP basics, like 1 prize basics, that it can be a little hard to kind of set up those damage fast enough. Okay, they definitely saw that their end was there next turn because they weren't able to knock me out. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into the next match. Alrighty, here we are in game 2. This match is going to be against a Charizard EX deck, which is another deck we have a pretty fair time against because we're playing Teal Mask Ogerpon. Teal Mask is a grass type, and Charizard is weak to grass because it's a Terra Dark type. So we can also set up some pretty good spread KOs on their board as well with Regidrago Dragapult. You can go ahead and start Regidrago in the active, so you don't have to like waste an energy or an E-switch on that. Charizard usually can't play boss or KO us really fast with much of anything. There's not really much of a way that they could kill our Regidrago, because we got the Ultra Balls in hand. We have the Professor's Research. It's almost like no way we're not gonna get what we need. I guess we could have played Professor's Research and gotten the Dragon Pult in our discard pile, but I was thinking that they're probably going to go ahead and use a Rotom draw 3 ability or like a Cleffa thing. So I wanted to keep the Iono. Or well, I guess we could just go Squawk. Sometimes it might be better to not go full gas, but I guess right now we could just go full gas. They only had a Manaphy in play. Alright, we still got an Iono for next turn. We got the Luminous Energy. We could go ahead and slap that onto our active Regidrago. It will count for our fire. We could Nest Ball from you. It would be a good free retreat pivot in case something did happen to our Regidrago, which I doubt it would even happen. I mean, we could Earthen Vessel. We're going to get rid of the Iono. We're definitely playing really, really aggressive here. This might not be an advised play. I'm just seeing it with the Mew. Don't think we need to play the Ultra Ball right now. We can just kind of hold it, draw with the Teal Mask, play Energy Switch. We can technically use the same Energy Switch twice, depending on how we route. Alright, Charizard's going to go ahead and set up the board with Buddy Poppin. They got the Duskull out. Duskull can be kind of bad because the Dusclops can spread like 160 damage on our board, which can be really, really mean because that can knock out a Squawkabilly for free. Just kind of waiting for them to do their next action. They might go ahead and search out a Rotom. We went ahead and played the Defiance Band. We can kind of shut down the Defiance Band. Defiance Band plays with the Jamming Tower. Charizard doesn't really play a whole lot of like counter stadium or like, you know, stadium removal really. Okay, so they went ahead and Iono'd us. We got the Jamming Tower, so even if we do get ahead on prizes, we could still take it. Alright, they played down their Rotom. They're playing the 70 HP Charmanders, so we can't just immediately knock them out. We're going to go ahead and Artisan, probably get another Charmander. There they go, they grabbed one, so now they got 2 Charmanders on their board. The Artisan is a stadium they're playing, so they might have more. They might have like 2 or 3 in their deck. So our Jamming Towers might not stick entirely on them. Okay, now we got to figure out how we're going to attack this. We could just play the Fire Energy from hand onto our active Regidrago, and then we just need like 1. But I guess we're not doing that. Go ahead and play the Jamming Tower, just to try to thin our hand a little bit more. Play the boss's orders, pull up the Rotom, but we might not be able to get the KO with the Dragon Pult attack because we don't have the Dragon Pult in our discard pile. Probably just grab a boss and Iono. Boss and Professor's Research, boss and Iono. We got boss and Iono. We might not be able to attack this turn, which would be really, really bad. Got the Regidrago. Go ahead and use our Legacy Star ability. Didn't quite get everything we needed. We could like Ultra Ball, Earthen Vessel to get Dragapult. Yeah, I think that's the play we're going to go ahead and try to do. But we also need to get like energy switches, so it's a little awkward. Because now we'll need like 2 energy switches off this, which I just don't think is going to be possible. But we can see what we get off our teal masks. We probably should have just attached the fire to the active Regidrago, because then we only needed like 1 energy switch in order to complete this play. So we weren't able to attack this turn, so we did kind of burn our boss for no reason, but we do have both still in deck. So it's not the end of the world. We can still try to complete this play. It's just I really would have liked to have cut down the Duskull or the Pidgey that turn, but if we routed our play a little better, we probably could have gotten it. Or if our Dragonite was just actually a Giratina. Or not Giratina, a Dragapult. That's why I kind of, at the start of the video, was why I cut the Dragonite. Because it just like stopped being like super useful. Like it wouldn't have even gotten the KO on the Rotom here. So probably just don't include the Dragonite, just play the Dragapult over it. Alright, they went ahead and evolved their Pidgeot EX, which we could still one-shot because it only has 280 HP, so Giratina can take the knockout on that. Alright, they're setting up Arven. They still don't have their Charizard yet, but the Charizard can't really knock out anything without a Gust. We didn't take a prize, so they're not open up to counter catchers. They'd have to prime catcher us. That is if prime catcher is the ace spec of choice they're playing. They got Forest Seal. Play that on their Rotom. Try to fix up whatever they're missing. But if they do attack us with Charizard, we can just go ahead and smack with a Teal Mask if we really want to. But they weren't able to remove the stadium, so their Forest Seal Stone does absolutely nothing right now. It's not like Path to the Peak was, where Path to the Peak shut down like rule box abilities. Jamming Tower shuts down the tool, so Forest Seal Stone won't be able to be active because the tool itself has the ability. That's why Path to the Peak didn't shut down Forest Seal Stone, because it wasn't a rule box Pokemon that had the ability, it was a tool that had the ability. Alright, they went ahead and instant charged. So we do have another chance to try to get this off. We got the Hisuian Gudra. We got the Giratina. Got another Regidrago ready to go. We got our energy switches, so we should be rolling now. Get rid of that Giratina. Grab some more energy. Might need to be careful about what we're doing with our energy right now. Could definitely hold an energy switch for... Well, I guess we got 3 energy switch now. So our next Regidrago should be good to go. Now we just gotta choose what attack we want to do. I think we got the Dragapult in the discard pile. Yeah, no, we got it last turn. So we could try to go ahead and knock out the Duskull with a Fam Dive. But we are going to be taking 2 prizes, and they do have a Defiance band, so Rolling Iron might actually be a little better. The Dusclops still would be really scary, because they should still be able to clean up the KO on our Regidrago, but that would put them behind a prize, and then we would go Teal Mask and gain a lead, and they would gain a lead, and then we would attack. And I think I think we would still win the prize trade, ideally. Because if they just use their Dusclops on our Squawkabilly, then they wouldn't have knocked out the Regidrago. They would have to 2-hit KO the Regidrago, and we could like potentially remove it with a Turo. It would be kind of tough for the Charizard to get around us at this board state. Even with our like kind of like scuffed start there, we should still edge out a victory. Gonna go ahead and use Quick Search. What are they pulling from their deck? They went ahead and grabbed out a Lumineon V. That's another yummy 2-prize Pokemon we can take advantage of. Definitely makes us taking 3 knockouts a lot easier now that they have the Lumineon V. It should have still been pretty easy with our Teal Masks and other Regidrago. Just waiting on seeing what they're gonna do. They're probably just gonna have to punch the active. They went and counter catchered, but that leaves our Regidrago fully healthy. They went in for a Teal Mask. They saw that we could potentially KO it. Ooh, and they Iono us. There goes all our energy switch. That is not a great hand. Okay, I think I remember this match. So after this Teal Mask goes down, I can put the Mew in the active. It doesn't matter because it's got free retreat. We just need to see like what we're needing to do to attack. But now I should have played the Nest Ball and then the Teal Mask in order to thin our hand down smaller to like potentially draw 1 with Mew. I think I realized that like a little too late after I played Nest Ball. Like I should have just, oh no wait, okay, so it wasn't this match. All right, so I had to fail it. Because there was one match I did where I did that out of order, where I didn't get a chance to draw like 1 card with Mew, and that's always like kind of a bad misplay. But now we got Lumineon, so we can go ahead and retreat into Regidrago. And we could remove the Dust Skull from play, but it might be hard to fill up our hand after that. We do have Mew, but we got stuck with a Regidrago Vstar in our hand that we can't like really deal with. So long as our Jamming Tower sticks, Rolling Iron should be the best attack to go for, because no matter what they play, they can't quite get past our Regidrago Vstar without taking a prize with their Dust Skull. Well, okay, we're going to go ahead and Phantom Dive and prevent that play from happening. Charizard might be able to go ahead and one-shot, but we can play it risky and just try to donk with a Teal Mask. Oh, we got a Prime Catcher. So pretty much anything's up for grabs right now. They're going to have to sit in a Charizard. Any Charizard is going to work. But they're probably running low on candies that might be in their prizes, so they might not have been able to promote their other Charmander out there. Or they were scared of Devo or something. But they do have that Manaphy, and we do have energy switches in our deck. We just need to be able to get in a situation where we can draw them. But our superior energy retrieval should allow us to do that. Okay, there they go with their last rare candy, I presume. No, they did 1, 2, 3. Okay, no, they should still have 1 rare candy left in deck. That should have been only their 3rd candy. They're going to remove the Manaphy from play, eliminating that one last prize option on their board. But their Charizards are weak to grass, and we just need 2 grass energy in our hand in order to complete this play. But with a superior energy retrieval in hand, that is going to be not an issue. They probably should have just gone and bossed my my Teal Mask with the energy, because if they didn't get it, Regidrago can't really commit the 1-hit KO, and then they can just kind of win from there. I just would have had not. It would have been a lot harder for me to get that other Teal Mask ready to go. It would have been impossible, but it definitely would have made it a little harder on me, because now I can just I had a superior energy retrieval and win. Let's go ahead and slam that superior energy retrieval. Get rid of that Hawlucha. Get all that grass energy back into our hand to use our 2 Ogre Pawns. Just draw through the rest of our deck. Just going to take a nice flex of a KO on this Charizard. So, like, I got it 100%. I had it with the energy, with this 2 energy in hand, but I'm just gonna flex on them. I'm just gonna do as much damage to the Charizard as humanly possible because I think it's funny. We could really stop here, but why stop there when we could do even more damage? Yeah, let's get those things out of our hand. We still got an energy and energy switches left in deck, and we should be able to draw through all of it. Let's just go ahead and, like, Prime Catcher, because why not? I mean, I guess we don't really need to. But even if we didn't have Mew, we got the Prime Catcher at the end, so it didn't matter. Let's go ahead and restart for 1. Very unneeded. Yeah, let's just rip it. Let's just rip it. Yeah. Let's get that energy switch. Let's take that fire and put it on the Teal Mask, because the Teal Mask subtext attack does not specify if you have to have just grass energy on you. So you can actually technically load any other energies you want on the Ogre Pawn and it'll still do its damage. Here we go, did like a massive amount of damage to that Charizard. Just to spit in their face just a little bit more, just to rub that dirt in on them. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into like 1 more game and we should be good. Alrighty, here we are with the last game of the day, and it's going to be versus the Apple deck, the one with Thwacky and the Duda Wave Diplin. It's another 1 prize deck, but assuming we get Dragapult early and they don't get Rabsca, we can like pretty much board wipe them really quickly. The troublesome part is I think the Grokis have 70 HP, so we can't wipe them, but we can wipe the apples. Yeah, see, Applin only has 40 HP. We can't take 2 knockouts because they don't have 30. Let's go ahead and scoop away a Hisuian Goodra. Let's get like a Mew or a Ogerpon or something. Probably a Mew would be better. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pull out that Mew. Just checking the mons available in my deck right now. Pluck down that Mew, pluck down that Regidrago. Go ahead and use our Teal Dance ability. Get that energy ready to go. Got another Regidrago, might as well put him down. To go ahead and restart for 1. Alright, we got the Vstar for next turn. That's actually a really, really solid draw off that.
If we get like an earthen vessel, we could technically like boss's orders up like a Groki or something, or just knock out an Applin. But I think ideally I just kind of want a Regidrago. They could be TM Evolution. If they get TM Evolution Rapska out, that does throw a wrench in our plans. There they go. They got the Reller down. They're playing a Swirlix just as like another festival lead kind of card because Applin doesn't get the festival lead ability, unfortunately. I don't know why they didn't print it with the festival lead. It just seems awkward that it didn't also have it. The Applin is just really bad. I think that's our only Applin right now. Let's go ahead and get some stuff. We got the Shred Giratina, got another Teal Mask. We kind of needed that Dragapult start, but we didn't get it. Because, like, our Dragapult's still in deck. We only have one. Now, I could see if I could Vstar to get it in the discard pile. Got the Earthen Vessel. Let's go ahead and Teal Dance. See if we can maybe draw into the Dragapult. Got the Hisuian Heavy Ball. We can just go ahead and check our prizes to see what's in there. Got a Squawk in there. Don't think we really want to grab it. Let's see. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot in our prizes that we need. Nothing like super vital. There's an energy in there. Cool. Let's just energy switch to the active. Oh no, we want energy switch to the Regidrago. Full committed on trying to get it. I didn't quite get it. But we could still attack with Regidrago. Grabbing the fire. Got the energy switch. Go ahead and pluck the fire down and play energy switch. Want to have at least one Ogerpon with some energy attached to it, just in case we need to use it as a backup attacker. We could Legacy Star to try to get that Dragapult now. And we didn't get that Dragapult, so the Rellor is probably going to get out next turn, which is going to be a little harder. Not impossible to win, but just a little bit harder. Get that super energy retrieval. We still have 2 energy switch available to us. Could grab boss for next turn. But we could also we maybe could have grabbed Jamming Tower to prevent them from using their TM evolution. But I didn't play it. I don't think I realized yet that they were going to play TM Evolution. But in hindsight, I definitely should have placed it down to make getting their TM Evolution a lot harder to get out. We probably should have just gone for the Groki, not the Rellor. I think I was like so hyper-fixated on the Rellor getting out that I was just kind of blind to some of those plays that we can come out. But that's why it's okay to watch your own gameplay. That's a really good way to learn a deck, is to just like record your gameplay and see what kind of like misplays or like what other like options you may have had a turn, and just like kind of like notate them down. You know, you could either like physically notate them down, or you could just like take mental notes like I am, just like going like, oh, I could have done that play instead of what I did here. So it's like, in a weird way, it's kind of like coaching yourself. All right, they got 2 Thwackies out with a Festival Lead. That means they're going to be able to have like effectively double Pidgeot on their board, and their Thwackies have just enough HP. That's annoying. That's why we probably could have just Dragon Lasered onto them and then figured out what to do with the Relor later. Because the Relor prevents us from using our Dragon Laser and our Phantom Dive. Alright, they played an Iono. Gave us a pretty decent hand, honestly. We got the Luminous, so we got the Regidrago attack. They got the Rabska out. They're going to need an apple. They didn't get the apple this turn. I guess they're just not too worried about us anymore. Because the Relor is like pretty much blocking our key strategy. Got another teal mask. That's all 4 of them. We don't really need it. There's our Dragapult. Right when we don't need it. One turn a little too late. Miss Dragapult. Got the other fire energy. Guess we could just manually attach it to the Regidrago. Luminous energy can be discarded with the Enhance Hammer item. But I don't think Apple Deck plays it usually. But yeah, it would just be better just to play the fire energy right now. It's a lot harder to remove it. I think you'd have to use like Crushing Hammer or Supporter to remove the basic energy right now. Go ahead and energy switch. We got the 1 energy in hand that we can, oh, maybe not hold it. We could just Iono. Ionoing them might have been a little bad, but I kind of wanted to get some more cards out. Hawlucha could help out here if we did manage to get rid of the Rabska, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be really possible right now. Just going to go ahead and set up both Regidragos to use our restart to draw for 2. Got a Prime Catcher, so we can technically get rid of the Rabska right now. Now this will make getting a apple out a lot harder for them. One thing they could technically do is they could like Festival lead. Yeah, see, it placed the damage counters, but then like Rabska was like, oh wait a second, those shouldn't have been there. And then they deleted them. I was like, wait, does this actually like order correctly? Do I take the knockout and then do the damage? But no, you place the damage counters and then you do the damage to the active. So Rabska should still block it. I'm pretty sure that's the ruling on it in real life. That should be accurate. Sometimes live has inaccurate ruling. Greninja EX with a double turbo energy was for some reason doing its full amount of damage to the bench, which it should not have been doing. Because I think double turbo energy just says like you do 20 less damage just overall, not to like the active Pokemon, but just to, like everything. Now that we've removed the Relor, or maybe they're going to try to get it back. They very well could. They have like 3 searches right now. 3 deck searches with those Slackies. They can definitely get that Relor back. They could like TM Evo twice. I don't know why you would need a TM Evo twice, but they could like TM Evo and then like sneaky placement. Technically, sneaky placement doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. Oh, there they go. They went ahead and grabbed our Ogerpon with no energy, which is what I was kind of worried about because our energy was a little far in deck. We still have 1 Spirit Energy Retrieval. Chorus is Tenacity. That's a pretty good card in the deck. It gets you an energy in the stadium, because the stadium was really hard to like search out early game. I kind of wish Chorus's Tenacity searched out like an item in a stadium to be like kind of like an alternative to Arven. But I guess the energy, the vague energy, it could be any energy. It doesn't have to be a basic. It could be a special energy in a stadium. It's still a pretty good card. This is not ideally what I wanted. I really would have liked a like a stadium item search. All right, there they go. They went TM Evo. They got their Rapska back online. And we got 2 jamming towers, but I'm assuming that they have like 9 festival grounds, so it might not even be worth playing it. I was really worried about them having the neutralization zone a spec because they could get us down low enough to where we were just like unable to respond to that entirely. So I want to keep at least 1 jamming tower just in case they have neutralization zone, which I don't think they ended up having, but that's a very real possibility that they could just hold neutralization zone and just totally break your board down. You would have no way around it. That might be the A spec Apple deck might want to play. Hyper Aroma is still really good for the deck. Or even like Prime Catcher, or like there's a lot. There are like the Secret Box is really good for Apple, but the neutralization zone might be pretty good too. Just waiting for them to search for more random stuff from their deck. I don't really know a whole lot else what they would need. They could pretty much just switch into the active, do the wave, but they would be like 1 short. I think it only does like 200 damage in total. So they would have to like sneaky placement to fix it. I wonder what their plan is right now. It couldn't just be stall me in the active and keep on sneaky placing me. That would be miserable, wouldn't it? I'm actually starting to remember what actually happened in the game. That's what they do. I got too greedy with my plays, and now we don't have a way to get out of the active. We do have ways to get out of the active. It's just we have 9 cards and 1 top deck we can get next turn. We could play the jamming tower and hopefully we get like something to discard other stuff from our hand and then like restart with you and get out of the active and start blowing up again. But I really, like I said earlier, I don't want to get rid of the jamming tower because the neutralization zone would be a terrible checkmate. Okay, so they're just going to go ahead and sneaky placement twice on Regidrago. They're just going to go ahead and try to soften it up because do the wave at max damage only does 200, so they need to get me to minus 80 health in order to take the one shot. Yeah, we're just going to have to pass. Meanwhile, they can search 3 times. And with this slow client, it makes it feel like 100 years are passing by. Oh, okay. Thank God. They did not search 3 times in a row. Just to stall for time to make my day miserable. But you watch out, Apple. Once I get that energy or Turo or whatever, I'm coming for you. We got the Giratina. That's probably the least useful card in this matchup. Because even like Tina V wouldn't be able to get around neutralization zone because its attack only ignores the effects of Pokemon stuff and not through Stadium. Doesn't go through everything. The Stadium is the one thing it does not cut through. Oh my gosh. Imagine going up against a Mimikyu deck and they have somehow milled all your Stadium and Stadium removal cards and then they play down Neutralization Zone. Better hope you're not playing a rule box deck. You would have a really bad matchup against Apple deck specifically. Oh, yes. You're milling stuff from my hand? That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, Zerosic, I don't know. Zerosic might be bad for Regidrago. I guess it really does just depend on your hand at the time, because other times it's like, incredible. Use a Zerosic me? That is exactly what I needed right now. Thank goodness. But other times it's like, oh boy, I had like all 4 of my energy switches in hand. And I've already used my Vstar, which could be just extremely awkward. That would be almost a checkmate position. So here is Diplin doing 200 damage. That is not 210 damage. So we are living on extremely low health. But we did live. We got the energy retrieval. Let's go ahead and get rid of that Nest Ball and that Teal Mask. And let's get going. Grab me some of those yummy energy. I guess we could just go ahead and accelerate. Wait. Use the ability. Wait, no. We should have used the ability there. That's my goof. I think I might have been worried about drawing too many cards. I mean, but we end up using Restart here anyways. We got the Turo, so now we can scoop up our Teal Mask. Yeah, let's go ahead and scoop up that Teal Mask real quick. One thing you could do with Turo is you can technically use Mew EX twice. So you could restart Turo, pick it back up, place it back down, and then restart again. So that's something you could always do with the Turo and Mew. So don't forget about combinations like that. Okay, they got another apple down. Still haven't been able to deal with the Rabska, but I think we can just take 3 knockouts in a row. They seem like they're kind of struggling to get stuff out, even with the 3 Thwacky and the Festival Grounds out. Ain't looking too hot for them. We're gonna go ahead and start sneaky placing onto my other Regidrago. They're gonna get up to 260, not quite 200 yet, so they have to sneaky placement again eventually. All right, they pass over to our turn. Let's just go ahead and blow them up. Well, what we could do is we could Rolling Iron and prevent the Apple from taking the KO on our Regidragos entirely. Yeah, because even if they gust up the other one's at minus 60, so they would be 20 damage shy. So yeah, let's probably like Rolling Iron them real quick. Okay, yeah, that makes it way harder for them to take a prize. They would have to like boss our Mew to take a prize, but that would only be 2 prizes. I think they've just fallen so far behind right now that they're just not going to be able to get us. They might just go ahead and Boom Boom Groove for a boss's orders to try to take some extra damage on something. But they'd only be doing like 160 to us. Got another apple down, which are pretty safe to place down because they got the Rabska out. Let's see what they're gonna pull out. Are they gonna get the boss to basically do nothing, essentially? Even if they do go boss on Mew, we would still just push up Regidrago, Rolling Iron again. Because they would have to boss something on our bench. They can't kill the Ogre Pawns, and they can't kill the Regidrago. That still won't be enough. Oh no, wait, by 80. Oh wait, yeah, I reduced their damage by 80. That means they're doing like 40 damage. Because it's separate attacks, technically. Ooh. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. The Rolling Iron is huge against this deck. They can't do anything. I think they're starting to realize that, like, oh yeah, wait, I'm totally effed. Alrighty. Well, that was that game. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video covering my Regidrago deck. We had a little bit of a fun time going through, getting some pretty cheesy KOs with Regidrago, getting a little bit of luck here and there, a little bit of misplaying. This deck is a little complicated on like how you're gonna order your stuff, or like what attacks you should use when and when you shouldn't. So I would definitely say stick with this deck, because as long as this deck's around, I can see it doing really good. There's not really, at least to my knowledge, there's not really a whole lot of like bad matchup Regidrago has, because it's just so flexible with this attack. So you can really checkmate people a lot with it. Definitely do not remove your jamming towers from this deck, because you need some kind of stadium removal, because you are an entirely rule box focused deck. Maybe outside of Holucha with Luminous Energy, but that's not that's not really something you should rely on to do. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. If you had any questions, I'll respond to y'all in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time.